What's up guys, welcome back to Destiny Updates. This week's Bungie Weekly update had some very interesting things to cover, including the list of Xbox and PlayStation achievements or trophies that Destiny will have, as well as Destiny's teen rating and a bunch more. So we're going to go through all of that here. Before we start though, I'd like to address the fact that I've been horribly inactive on the channel, as I'm sure you've all noticed. Now, unfortunately, this isn't exactly a new trend here recently, but it's worse than before because there has actually been tons of stuff to cover that I haven't been covering. The reason is quite simply lack of time. I had videos planned and everything, but I've had a ton to do at work these last couple of weeks, and making high quality videos really does take a lot of time and effort. I'm gonna try my best to improve this though, and I also have a friend who will be helping me out with some things on the channel as well, like planning out videos and such, so hopefully you will start seeing a better flow of content again in the future. I would like to apologize yet again though. You subscribed for news and you haven't been getting it, which sucks and I feel bad for letting you down. But I do seriously appreciate all of you, and if you're still patient with me after this, then I love you. You're awesome. Thank you very much. Now enough of all that. The news. This week's update is primarily just a big frequently asked questions type post with some good answers. And it's actually brought to us by Irk because Deej is out on a trip at the moment. So first up, we have this kind of awesome morphed panoramic style image of the wall in old Russia, which looks quite cool. And then the first question is regarding Destiny's development cost. We've heard that Destiny is costing Activision $500 million to create. But a recent interview with Pete Parsons on GamesIndustry.biz indicates that the actual development cost isn't anywhere near that. In the interview, Parsons said, "For marketing, you'd have to ask Activision people. But for development costs, not anything close to $500 million. I think that speaks a lot more to the long-term investment that we're making in the future of the product." Irk then reinforces that as well. So the development cost, even including marketing, isn't actually anywhere near $500 million. Moving on, the next question is if the Ghost's dialogue in the alpha was final, since that was a big point during the alpha. Irk said that the Ghost dialogue has already been updated for the beta, and will be updated again for the final launch. So those who were concerned, just remember that alpha is alpha. Now the exciting one, the achievements or trophies. I'm not going to read off each one since that would take a rather long time, but I will scroll through them slowly so you can pause and read them all if you like. And you can find a link to the update in the description below if you'd like to check it out there as well. For the most part, these are all pretty self-explanatory. The majority seem like they will happen naturally over time as you play, and then a few you'll have to work a bit more specifically for. One of them that caught my interest though is Dragon Slayer, which requires you to kill a Champion of the Dark. I'm not quite sure what a Champion of the Dark is. I don't know of them being mentioned before this, although if they have been, please let me know in the comments, but it definitely sounds pretty interesting. It's quite cool to see all of the achievements though. It's fun to just look through them, and the badges look awesome. If you're one that really goes after them in-game and cares a lot about that, now you know what you'll have to do. The next question is when the beta begins. Once again, it launches on July 17th for PlayStation platforms, and then on Xbox very shortly thereafter, according to Irk. There's actually been a piece of news on this recently as well. A Destiny trailer on the Xbox dashboard had a screen stating that it will begin late July on Xbox platforms. The trailer was then pulled, as well as the related statement from Activision, so that should be treated as unconfirmed at this time, but I mean, it would line up. Since Irk said very shortly thereafter though, I'm hoping it's not long at all. After that, we have how long will the beta run for and what do we get to play? Irk essentially says that while most of the big points are in place, the finer details are still being mapped out. He also hints at a big reveal on an auspicious date very soon. I'm guessing that's gotta be Bungie Day, July 7th. Next is if Destiny will have a collector's edition. And Irk just points to that same auspicious date coming in the very near future. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we have a collector's edition announcement coming very soon, which is awesome. And then finally, the last one to look at here, has Destiny officially been rated T for Teen by the ESRB? This was pretty much confirmed the other day by Polygon, and Irk fully confirms it here. I'll go ahead and read off the whole quote he listed from the Polygon article on it. "We've always set out to make games that lots of players can enjoy, and to build experiences that matter to people. For Destiny, we didn't aggressively pursue one rating over another though. We constructed foundational pillars that have guided development from start to finish. We wanted our worlds to be a place people felt good about spending time in. We wanted our worlds to be worthy of heroes. For us, that meant Destiny would never be reprehensible, but rather bright, hopeful, and adventurous. That's a world that resonates with us, and we hope it resonates with gamers too." Now, the teen rating is of course contrary to Bungie's long history of rather unfounded mature ratings with the Halo series. Personally, I think it's a great thing. Halo shouldn't have been a mature title at all in my opinion, and they were able to achieve the teen rating with Destiny this time around. It's also something that we got wind of in the very first Destiny leak well over a year and a half ago, so it comes as no surprise. Now with that essentially brings us to the end of the super relevant questions. He links an EXO dancing video, he talks about what Deej is up to, and then he mentions some more visitors from the studio that we'll be hearing from soon. And that's the end of this week's update, quite a good one in my opinion. Once again, before I go, I'm very sorry for the severe lack of content. If you're still being patient with me and watching this whole video, then you are awesome and I cannot thank you enough. Seriously. I hope you enjoyed though, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next update.